So what we're going to show you is this. This is a virtual reality simulator. And before you start, this is the front view, your side mirrors, and your rear view mirror. Okay? Go ahead, Mark. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Hey, good, Jensen.
One of NVIDIA's veterans.
Thank you. Well, let's start this thing. We're jittering our world. We're running 4 simultaneous cameras, as you mentioned. We've got a pretty aggressive driver here in front of us. We've defined a scenario that's causing all the traffic to jam up. But as you mentioned, we got all the cameras. We're running on multiple GPUs, so it's a scalable system. As cars get more and more sensors, more cameras, more LiDARs, we're going to need the horsepower of multiple GPUs. And we're showing that to you right here.
Okay, so we could do, of course, we could simulate daylight scenario. Let's simulate other scenarios.
Okay, why don't we turn the lights out and go to night? So here's the same setup, only now we're doing all the dynamic lighting. So the headlights of the cars, the light posts that are lighting the road, the lights under the bridge as we drive under here, these are all dynamic real-time lights.
And the key here is that the fidelity of the simulation has to be sufficiently high that the sensor stack, all the software that we create, would just operate as they would in real life.
That's exactly right.
Right? And every one of the sensors needs to have GPU associated with it to generate its view of the universe, its view of the world that it's in. And so today we're simulating with 4 GPUs, with 4 cameras, but obviously we have the ability to spawn off a whole large number of GPUs. So if you have 8 LiDAR systems around your car, you have 8 cameras around your car, you have 6 radars, we have the ability to generate all of that and feed that information into our sensors. And if we are successful in doing that, our artificial intelligence network, all of the network, all the software that we ran, that we developed, should just work. So Mark, let's turn that on.
That's right. Okay, so here we go. Now this is what our drive stack is seeing on Drive PX. This is all the detection of the cars in the world, the lane detection you're seeing going on, and we've been self-driving this whole time, by the way. So as we ran into that little traffic jam, the Drive PX detected it and slowed down and kept us safe.
And notice we're detecting all the cars, we're detecting all the lanes. But here's the amazing thing. Earlier, the video that you saw were real cars in the real world. We didn't change one line of code iota. The code is exactly the same code that was developed by the engineers. We, of course, copied it over send it over to this data center, and it's running on exactly the same Drive PX, Drive Xavier, and Drive Pegasus computer that we would drive in the car. And as a result, it's exactly the same sensor response. And the perception, the localization, the planning stack all work exactly the same way. And now you're at the end of your...
So we reached the end of that scenario. Can I show you another one?
Yeah, show me another scenario.
So let's switch to the other system.
And so this is one of the beautiful things in virtual reality. We could create whatever scenario we want. And as you know, in test car driving, you could go days, months, weeks, and never run into a weird scenario.
So
we could create all kinds of strange and corner conditions in virtual reality. Go ahead, Mark.
Sorry. So the same adversarial driver just came through. And now we found one of San Jose's finest is in pursuit of him.
You see the cop coming up on the back, the policeman coming up on the back, and it's coming up on the side. There you go.
So we come in, and of course all the dynamic lighting, so you're seeing the red and the blue lights light up the world. Some of that strobing effect could affect the sensor, so we need to make sure we're modeling that correctly.
That's really terrific. And so, the first is to recreate virtual reality in all kinds of weather conditions and day and night conditions. It has to have the fidelity and the performance that basically simulates reality. 2, that simulation of reality has to be so high, and the computer itself has to be able to run the original unchanged software so that we could test everything as is inside a virtual reality world. And when it passes that, then we can take it and put it into the car completely unchanged. We just OTA it directly into the car, and it should just work. And then 3rd, we could use it to create extreme, corner, rare scenarios and it's completely repeatable. Every single time that police car shows up exactly the same way.
That's right.
And so we could have the ability, if with repeatability, engineers could debug systems.
That's right.
These three fundamental capabilities are made possible. We call this Drive Sim.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Daly.